Sijnn is a pioneering wine estate situated in Malgas. Malgas is basically in the middle of nowhere. David Trafford came here in 2000 and there was nothing planted here. It used to be an ostrich and wheat field, and he dug a few profile holes, and I'm standing here in a profile hole, and as you can see the soils are extreme. It's these round river stones and then in some places schist and shale. They say the average rainfall is 350 annually, but since I've been here from 2015, I've only seen about 250 to 300 millimeters a year. So just extreme viticulture, extreme soils, extreme conditions, but I guess that's what makes Sijnn so special. The first 10 years of a new project is quite challenging, and I think one really just try and find your feet and try to figure out, what works, what doesn't work, are we crazy, are we not crazy? And I think we're at a stage of this project that we now are confident in what we're doing and the wines that we are producing. We know what the vines are giving us, we know, we're fine-tuning things, and I think I think that's really important. People are starting to notice what we're doing, and that encourages us to really try and make the best wines. White 2019 was a really an interesting vintage. The growing season of 2019 was an extremely dry one. We got 180 millimeters of rain, which is basically nothing. So super dry conditions for the vines to grow in, and I think that definitely plays a huge role in the vines struggle. The concentration and the intensity that we get in the wines are, you can definitely pick it up. It was also one of the earliest harvests that we had. I think it was the second earliest one that we've had to pick our grapes in, and I think a very concentrated vintage. And typically in our white blends, I think you definitely get a sense of place when you taste the wines. It's got that typical Malgas character. For the whites, you get like this pithiness, stone fruit, but also in the white and the red, like this fennel, licorice kind of flavor. The Red 2017 vintage, it was a very good growing season. There weren't a lot of challenges or things that we had to look out for. Obviously dry once again. It started raining, I think mid-Feb. We got about 53 millimeters of rain, and any viticulturist or winemaker would start shaking, and and I did think, oh goodness, what are we going to do now? It's rained so much. But I think these soils are just so thirsty for water, hungry for water, that they basically absorbed everything, and it didn't really influence the quality, or there wasn't really significant rot or anything. So I think it was really a blessing. The vines actually got this little boost when the rains fell. So so in all, a really good vintage. We got about 3.5 tons per hectare, so still extremely low yields of great intensity.